have a lovely guest in the studio, but before I introduce her, please follow our YouTube page, which is Omega Live TV, and also hit that like button right now on Facebook. Share with everyone and anyone you can, because the lady we have in the studio is very inspirational, and she is the true example of a business owner doing it the right way. We're about to hear her story. Her name is Hannah McDuffus, and she's the CEO of a company called Bed and Breakfast. She's about to tell us what Bed and Breakfast is all about. So, good evening, Hannah, and welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
It's so nice to have you
It's
here.
lovely to be here.
Yes.
It is.
We've met, before, because Hannah was once my guest speaker on my show, In a League of Their Own, the New Love Experience.
Beautiful venue.
Yes. So we've met before. I know about your journey, and that's why I wanted you to come on Gold Diggers.
Brilliant. Thank you.
To
for having
share your story once again.
me. It's always
So-
interesting. It's a good story.
Yes, it is.
Read.
It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, as I said to the viewers, your business is called Bed and Breakfast, and when you hear Bed and Breakfast, you straight away you think hotel or bed and breakfast, but it's not even the case. So,
It's not.
what is Bed and Breakfast for the viewers watching?
Well, Bed and Breakfast is a gourmet breakfast delivery service.
Okay.
So we cook,
I'm listening.
prepare,
I'm
and
just
deliver breakfast. Yeah, we cook, prepare, and deliver breakfast across London.
okay.
Initially, the name, I wanted it to be called Breakfast in Bed.
Wow.
But doing my research,
Breakfast in bed.
there was something already with that, so I couldn't use that.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, okay, breakfast in bed, bed and breakfast.
Uh-huh.
What's the first thing, you think about?
Mhm.
You have to have bed and you have to have breakfast. I had to, just personally. But I know from my experience,
Uh-huh.
when I'm in a hotel or when I go on holiday, what I look forward to is food.
Yes.
And I look
most
forward
definitely.
to the first that first morsel of food is breakfast. And I get really so to my now fiance, I'm like, listen, I can't wait till Monday, innit, when we go downstairs and get breakfast. And he's like, calm down. And I'm like, no, I can't wait.
Yeah.
So you do the omelets and you just have an experience. And I was like, well, I want bed and breakfast. I want breakfast in bed at
Yes.
the time
Okay.
to be an experience. So I want it to be a 5-star experience.
Mhm.
Bed and breakfast. It is. We bring breakfast to your bed. And that's kind of why I called it that. And then the 3 T's at the end. Just because I couldn't find a domain name with bed and breakfast. So I had to add the T's.
So that's why you got the 3 T's at the end of breakfast. Okay, so it's quite a unique and creative business that you created there. But what was the concept? Where did the inspiration come from? For the concept.
I lived and worked at the age of 21. I know you've watched 21 now. But at the age of 21, I went to live and work in Taiwan.
Okay.
And I was I got there and thought I've made the biggest mistake of my life.
Wow.
I didn't go out for the first couple of months. I was went to work because I could just about figure out how to get to work with the symbols and whatever. And then I became a recluse, and ordering breakfast or breakfast delivery was a thing. Anything delivery was a thing, to be fair.
Okay,
But
in Taiwan.
in Taiwan, you can have anything delivered.
Okay.
Down to drinks, down to it was really forward from when I went, which is 2003.
Yeah. Compared to obviously now we have that with technology and all that stuff
but I was
now.
using my phone in the subway, in 2003, clear, speaking to my mum in the UK, on the train in Taiwan.
So they
in
obviously were
2003.
advanced.
They're always advanced.
They were,
yeah.
well, they are advanced.
Totally advanced.
In technology.
So I was like, well, you know what, breakfast. And it helps me to learn my Chinese. And don't get me wrong, there were many a times where octopus had turned up or some kind of random something. I'd say Nura instead of Jira, and Nura is beef and Jira is pork. So there was just certain things I was just getting wrong, but it was at the end of the day it was helping me to learn my Chinese. And so breakfast was delivered. So that was something I was like, well, do you know what? We've got every type of cuisine back home, and I love breakfast. And sometimes I initially thought about it for the hanging folk. You've gone raving and whatever, but some of those, when I really look at it, they're not actually my custom. When people are like, oh, I bet people use it because they're hanging, and no, people use it because they're prepared, and they call and they pre-order and they order it for their work offices, their teams, it's actually not for well, I say it's not for. If you are mash up and you want to use it, it's great. But I mean, in terms of, that's not actually my initial customer, to be fair. My customers actually plan and make an experience. And that's kind of what I wanted it to.
So it's kind of like a luxury.
Yeah, it's a luxury.
Breakfast
It's gourmet. It's not a cafe.
experience.
I use all my produce, everything I use. If it's not made by myself in my kitchen, it's supplied by local suppliers and local businesses in my area, in the Greenwich Borough. So we all support one another to bring the best of each.
Yes.
So if you love the mushrooms from the Very Green Grocer, I use the Very Green Grocer. If you love the tomatoes, the organic. So if you like the sausages from Heaps, you're still getting your breakfast sausages from Heaps, but Hannah's cooking it instead. So all the businesses, we all come together to make B&B work.
Interesting. So before all this happened, you was a school teacher.
I was.
Yeah. So can we talk?
My sins.
So obviously that's what, you know, you graduated, you wanted to become a teacher. As you told me before, you couldn't find a job, so you decided to go to Taiwan.
Yeah. After I graduated, no one would touch me. They were like, oh, you need to have more experience. You need to. So I remember looking, what was it, The Guardian at the time, and looking and finding the advert for the job to go to Taiwan. Okay. So I spent a couple of years there, and to be fair, I kind of I fell into teaching because I'd always done, you know, like summer drama schools, and I'd always helped to run those, and you know, I was always a nurturer. Yes. But I never thought I would go into it. I thought I was going to be a lover. I was going to be an actress. I was going to do radio,
because you're definitely the, you know,
that's what I thought.
Drama type.
I am. I'm full of
drama queen.
I'm not drama. I'm full of drama. But I thought that was going to be my calling, and it wasn't as easy as I'd been kind of gassing myself out to be. My mum had pushed. I'd been to Sylvia Young. Wow. I've got training, you know. Yes. But it was just something that I think as I got to my teenage years, where my mum pushed me so much. After a while, I was like, oh, I don't want to wake up early now. I don't want to, when really, if I pursued it, and who knows what would have happened. But I got into teaching.
So what did you used to teach?
I used to teach drama and media studies.
Okay, it makes sense.
They say those who don't teach, but I don't know if they say that anymore. Yeah. That used to be the saying.
So is this what you taught in Taiwan?
I taught English as a foreign language in Taiwan. Oh, wow. So to the kids, so for instance, it would be like Saturday school, but it would be in the weekday. Okay. So the kids would come into my school from midday, and Chinese kids work hard. They'll be in my school from midday up until 9 p.m. Wow. Also, after a day of school, they would then come to my school, leave, probably go to another school, and finish school about 11 o'clock at night. That's kids at that time. But in Taiwan, it was just solely teaching English as a foreign language. Okay. That's what I was doing. And learning the language myself.
So so you went to Taiwan for how many years?
I was there for a year and a half. Almost 2.
And what was the experience like? Because we were talking about that before. Like,
it was an experience. Yeah. I got there
as a black woman, young black woman.
As a young black woman, and at this time, I must add.
And this is many years ago.
Many years ago. I must add this as well. When I went, I had double H boobs. It was a 30 double H. I was a size 14, 12, 14.
So you was a bit.
I was a bit, and I'm quite short as well. Yeah. So I was a bit heavier. So I got there, and they're like,
and you got these black women features, the full
I do indeed. I had everything going on, and I got there, and I scared. I don't know what happened, but I went to meet and greet my class, 30 people, 30 kids. Hey, you know. Hey. The next day I went, there was 2 children. Wow. 2 kids with their parents were standing outside my door.
So what was the age group?
They were 7, 8s, and 9s in one group.
They were quite young.
But the parents withdrew. Their 28 of the kids withdrew from my class. Wow. Because I'd been the day before, and they were like, we don't want a Heiren teacher to teach us. A black Heiren. Wow. Hei is black. Ren in Chinese is person. So we done like, well, we are Heiren. And I was like, okay. And that's when I started to like, I'm going to learn this language.
It must have been hard for you though. Like,
yeah, it was.
Like knocked your confidence.
No, it didn't knock my confidence. No. It didn't. I can't have that. I was big, black and beautiful. Wow. And I gained their trust as I became the best teacher in that school. Wow. Because it was just the fact that when I did turn on my TV in Taiwan and watched what our representation, it was National Geographic people walking around with, you know, loin things and, you know, looking like, well, I don't even come from there. That's not actually my country. They're Aboriginals, but that's as close as black people. You know, they'll be like, I got into the class and one young boy started to rub me off. Oh, teacher, why don't you rub off? And I was like, he's like, why are you so black? I was like, why are you so yellow? He couldn't understand. I couldn't explain. You know, so I think that was the initial shock for me. But I've always been brought up like this. You know, not everybody is gonna like you. You're gonna be. And my mum warned me in the nicest, mummest of ways. She was like, "Why are you going to Taiwan? There's no black people there." She warned me. Yeah. But I always like a challenge. Yeah. And I knew that, you know what, my skin might be one color, but once people get to know me, they absolutely love me, and that's what it was. They didn't want me to leave when I was leaving. The parents, I mean, my classes were so oversubscribed after maybe 6 months.
So from undersubscribed to over.
From 30 kids to 2 kids the next day. I was like, "Where's my class? Is that the right Judy? Is that my class?" "Yes, Hannah, that's your class. They've left." They left. Wow. Okay. And I must say, the school did warn me about this as well.
Oh, they did?
They did. They were like, "You're going to be the only black teacher. How do you feel?" And I was like, "I feel good." At the time, I was like, "Yeah."
Did you go before starting the job? Did you go to Taiwan?
No.
Have an interview?
No, I had everything.
Get a feel of the country?
No, it was
just
go.
Straight. Wow.
Go. And I wish now, I wish I never came back. But that way of life, wow.
So what made you finally leave Taiwan?
Here, and I was like, "Oh,
okay, you miss him."
And I'm not even together. You know what I mean? So I'm marrying someone else, but at the time I was like, "I'm gonna go back to my boyfriend and see him for a year."
Oh wow! So that's what made you come back to the UK?
Yeah, and one that my contract had finished, and I didn't think I was going to stay for a year, let alone come up to a year. And I'd done my part.
You done your part, and you got your experience.
Yeah, and I'm not. I loved. I was 21, so I had so much still to experience. So I think that was enough time.
Okay.
More than enough time.
And then when you came back to the UK, did you you went back into obviously you went back into teaching?
Because when I left Taiwan, when I left to go to Taiwan, I wasn't a teacher. I couldn't find a job. I'd just graduated. So getting that job as a teacher in Taiwan, I used everything possible. I used all my drama teaching that I did previously, all my unpaid work to get that job. Yes. I said, look, I can do this. I've got a degree. I'm an easy learner. Yeah. I really taught them into me getting that job. So when I came back, I went back into, I was so confident that I was able to, I was like, I'm going to get any job I want. So I saw a job for the Independent newspaper, working on their free magazine for Girl About Town. This was showing my age.
Wow. And so you didn't come back to teaching when you came here?
I went back into
media because that's
so
what
I did Girl About Town, Independent, and I did New Nation and the Asian Eye, that whole ethnic media thing. That's where I met my fiance, and then I was like, no, I don't like this. I want to teach, actually.
So how long was you doing that? Oh, so you came back from Taiwan, went into working for media, then you went back into teaching. So when you went back into teaching, roughly...
2006 I went back.
And what did you teach then, media?
And I taught drama.
Drama.
So I did drama, then I worked at Hackney for a bit. No, I was in an East London borough, basically. Okay. And I worked from teaching into 2006. Until the day I was fired, and 2000, and the day after my birthday, actually, in 2000 and what was I, 32?
So do you mind talking about why you got fired and that whole situation?
That whole situation was a dark moment for me, because I was fine, I was earning, I'd gone to Taiwan, you know, I'd got this amazing job, I had a baby, and I wanted something different. Yeah. After having a baby, I was still in teaching, but the post that I was at, I was like, you know what, this is as far as I can go. Yes. And Hannah, like she does, saw a new opportunity. I was like, I'm going for that. I know that job is way over me, but I can do it.
What job was it?
It was head. It was a head of behaviour.
Oh wow.
So I was like,
head of behaviour. Okay.
So yeah. Please, I'm good. Went in there, got the job. It was amazing. Worked in Hackney. Kids, I loved the kids, they loved me. And I had a situation where a young student accused me of punching him. Wow. So the school decided to fire me.
They just fired you just like that?
Well, it wasn't just like that. We had to go through loads of meetings, but you know, for anyone watching and anyone that know me, not to blow my own trumpet, but schools, being a teacher, you're in a school within a school. So anything all your anxieties, or all that person you used to be at school is happening to you in the staff room as a teacher, if you understand. So if you're a teacher and you might be an art teacher and you're really like in yourself and you're quiet and when you were younger, you were that in yourself and quiet young girl. But it's just that you're just so happen to be an adult and you've got this responsibility, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have the, you know, that confidence. Do you understand? And I think that that's what happened. So I was always the one that was confident. You could say that it was Hannah, not so much the bully, but I'm the Robin Hood and speak up for people and don't do that to her and don't bully her. That was the Hannah that I was amongst my teaching friends and whatever. And I think when kids love you, when I mean when they see you, you can look at them and they're like, sorry miss, like, you know, they're going straight away. It's me and the head teacher and they're like, Miss McDuffus is coming, man, stop. And you know, when you do that and you're doing that in front of people with power, they don't like it.
Can you imagine?
They don't like it. And I dare anyone to test me and tell me that was not the reason why I was fired, simply down to the fact that this woman's going to come for my job. And it's like, because they could see the kids, the black kids especially, like, no, I'm going to Miss McDuffus. I need to talk. I'm going to Miss. I don't want to go to anybody else. It was like, no. These kids are going on. They're going to do too well. They're going to do too well, and it's going to be.
And
that's
that's almost what they don't want.
I don't want that. And the one person, because all the kids after I left, you know, some of them have found me on since doing this. They'll be like, Miss McDuffus, like, you're doing this. We told you should have never been a teacher, you know. Because after them we'd be like, Miss, why are you here? You look so glamorous. Like, not that I used to go on the full face, but I used to make myself look presentable. Let the kids know that just because I'm a teacher doesn't mean I'm corny. Doesn't mean that I can't have a nice car. You can't see. Oh, you know, it used to blow their mind, and I loved blowing their mind. I'm not blowing their mind because you can't get here. I'm blowing your mind because I'm showing you. I grew up on the estate just like you. I got on the Aylesbury, probably just as worse, and I'm here, and I can still rough it, and you can see me, I can be like, hi, and say, I'd be like, I can do it all. And that's what they love, the realness. And I think I gave them too much realness. It was
too much for them.
Too real.
Too much.
It was way too real.
Wow.
And I think that they couldn't handle that. So a lot of the jealousy and it's easier to get me out. It was easier to get me out.
So once that happened, did that ruin your chances of finding work?
I don't know, because I have never applied to go back into teaching since then, because if I'm honest, there was a policy in the school that I was last at, which was if you're looking for a job, you have to let the head know.
Wow.
And I was looking for a job, and I was looking to teach in somewhere else in the country. I was looking to take me and my Eden and my other half, and we were looking to leave. So I think the job I applied for, they had contacted my head.
Wow.
They contacted her for a reference, and I think that got her back up. She was like, okay, it's got something for you.
So you really want to better yourself.
I'm going to help you to leave.
Wow.
And I think that's what she did.
Was she black?
No. And you know,
sensitive topic, isn't it? But
one last thing I remember being there, and I'm on my last day when they fired me, and one mum, I never met her, and then she was like, oh, he looked worried, and I was like, oh no, I'm alright. She was like, are you a teacher? And I was like, yeah, Miss McDuffus. She was like, Miss McDuffus, my son, he talks about you. She was like, what's wrong, Miss McDuffus? Like, he said he hasn't seen you, and I was like, oh, I'm not, you know, in my mind, I'm like, oh God, I can't even tell this woman. I was like, I can't tell you. She's like, you know, wherever it is, don't come back here.
Wow.
You're not meant to be here. She's like, something's coming. You can't see it now, and you can't see over this. Word for word, she was like, something's coming. You can't see it now. You can't see past this, but you're not meant to be here. She
prophesied into your life.
And I was like, oh, this is, I don't know. It's scary. And after
at that time, was you thinking about starting your own business?
I couldn't think about anything else. But what am I going to do? Everything I've worked for, everything, it was right. I was just like, look, just please tell me you found the evidence to show you that I've not done this. And of course, I'm going to stay calm. Of course, I'm going to get you're going to get your job back. Everything I've worked for was just stripped, and I couldn't even. That woman, I could have told her to off if I was honest, because I was just like, I can't. I need this job.
Yes.
This is what I need this. Or
You wanted
how
your
would
job,
I ever
yeah.
survive? And they told me no, and I've survived.
Well,
You know what I mean?
clearly
I've
you
survived.
have.
Just about. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not like, oh yeah, and I've survived, and oh, it's brilliant. It's been hard.
Yeah.
But I've survived. And I didn't have to go calling back to them. But
amazing. So from that point of, you know, being fired, I mean, how long did it take to start Bed and Breakfast? I mean,
it took about a year.
So in that year, what was you doing?
Wasted time. I wasted time with a not a friend of mine anymore, and we wasted time. That's what we did. I realized
you just wasted time.
Yeah, because you know, we were best friends. She was the I don't even gonna give it too much time.
Yeah.
We were best friends, and best friends not always can work together.
Definitely.
We were having a jolly.
Yeah.
I was leaving my daughter at nursery at 9, coming to do a job. What job? We're having a jolly.
Yeah,
like,
you're
we need to be serious.
Yeah.
We've got a client, and I've gone to your house, left my child at nursery, and come and do, and then you're still not ready. It's not jolly. We're not here to.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, no.
But it's all part of the experience, isn't it?
Yeah, but it just.
And a year, you know, a year is a long time to waste. But some people are sitting at home for more than a year.
Yeah. But
2 years, 3 years. You know what I mean? Thinking, what am I gonna do?
And that's a scary thing. That's a scary thing in itself.
So when was the moment when you thought, okay? I know you spoke about that before. But when was you like, okay, I'm going to start this business?
I think me and my partner had been having some problems before.
You're very open.
I am.
And that's what I love about you. Yeah, I love that.
He was not with me. And he was always a person I would be like, I'd watch Apprentice, I'd watch things like that, I'd be like, what can I do? Like, teachers can't go on Apprentice. Because even when I used to watch it before, I'd be like, oh, but teachers can't go on.
You would have been really good on Apprentice.
What would be my skill? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I remember thinking, right, I'm going to do breakfast. Why not? Breakfast is time. Why wouldn't I do that? So then I was saying to him, well, what do you think about that? And he was like, well, how are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's true. Let me forget that.
Yeah.
But then when he moved out, I was like, forget you. I'm going to do whatever.
I'm going to do it.
Research. That's what I'm going to do. If I can't find it. And I found another company that was doing what I was doing. They didn't deliver in my area, so I went to do market research. So I stayed at my grandmother's. I ordered. I checked out all my competition.
Oh wow! So
I
you
ordered
really
the
went
competition, seen how they delivered it, the packaging, all of that. How I'd like it, how I'm not gonna, what I'm gonna do different, and thought, okay, there is a market for this. I'm gonna do it. And so I was going for a whole, after that, I was going for a whole new change. So I went for an interview with ASOS, and I was like, no, it's my second interview, and I knew that this girl, she smashed it. And on the way train home, I was like, I've got that job. I've got that job. As much as everyone says I'm stylish, I'm not that stylish, and I haven't got that. So I don't need, and then I was just like, no. On the train home, I was like, just set up the,
start that business,
start the Instagram. And just see what happens from the Instagram, and just see if you put it out there, would people, you know,
how they receive it.
By the time I got back, I had about 50 followers. Then the next day, it was just like I put my number on, and my number. Then my phone was red, and I was like, oh
wow!
I've got no idea how any of the food's going to get there. I've got no packaging, got no nothing. But people are calling, are you open today? I was like, don't worry, I'm going to be open on the 14th of February. And that was it. Wow. I opened up, I did all my research, went to Greenwich Council, they set me up, 5-star hygiene rating, straight, let's go, let's do it.
So you started at home?
Yeah, started at home.
Wow, this is amazing.
Started delivering it from home. So I was the everything. I was the driver, the accountant, the person, the receptionist, the cook, I was the everything.
Everything, wow.
I was the everything, and realised after a while that can't happen.
Obviously,
but it has to.
We're gonna go into all that. So if you've just joined us, we're in the studio with this sassy CEO. She's sassy, CEO of Bed and Breakfast. Her name is Hannah McDuffus, and we've been talking about her journey into entrepreneurship. But I wouldn't even call her as entrepreneurship. She's a businesswoman. That's what I would call Hannah, because you know what she's doing is running a sustainable business. You know, so Hannah, wow, this is like, you're blowing my mind here with this story. Yeah. So, you know, we've spoken about you in Taiwan, left Taiwan, come back, working in media, and then you decided, okay, I'm passionate about teaching, I'm going to go back into teaching. obviously went into teaching, head of
behaviour.
behaviour, and obviously working with children with behavioural problems is very challenging.
It was, but they were the best. I never had any problems with them.
You didn't?
No, it was I only had problems with staff. I never had any problems with my kids.
Yeah.
The only problem I had was just before I had Eden, and it didn't even mean to throw it at me, where I had a child I was looking after and he threw a chair in my stomach and I went into premature labour. But other than that wasn't even his fault. That's the closest I've got to, the kids. Yeah. I've never had a problem with kids. It's never been them. It's always the staff.
So Bed and Breakfast, spoken about your transition and, so let's talk about well, okay, you said you started on Instagram. You just put it out there. And it's funny because a lot of people that have come on the show, a lot of people that I know, everyone's like, I started on Instagram. Yeah. Instagram's so powerful. Yeah, social media is very powerful. We thank God for social media. But, putting social media to the side, because I believe your business can run without social media.
Yeah, well, why'd you say that? I'm doing the interviewing now.
Now you're interviewing me.
Because
it's... Okay. Because you're selling food. It's something that...
And food's a necessity.
Yeah, and food's a necessity. And I don't think food needs social media to sell.
Really?
No.
I think people now...
It helps business, obviously. It's very important.
They eat with their eyes.
I mean, they do. Of course.
That's my shop front, especially if I don't have a calf. So you're right, I do. I mean, so... In a way, I disagree because I don't have a shop. I don't have a cafe.
That's true.
Or somewhere for you to come to.
That's true, actually.
So that's my entice. Yeah. My way to entice my customers is through visual.
Okay. Now that you've said that, I get it. Yeah. But because if you didn't have before social media days, you'd probably be in the van going from spot to spot, car boot sales,
or using the advertising.
Yeah, old school advertising. Yeah. Have you ever used that, like newspapers, local?
Initially, when I started B&B, I was ringing up my local paper, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. And then they turned it around and was like, "No, we need to come and interview you. There's a new business coming into British."
They need content.
Oh, what you need? Like, oh, you can come. I was like, yeah, come down. They were like, no, we need a picture of you in the house. I was like, oh, no. I was like, man, they're going to know I'm black. And
you didn't want that.
No, I don't want them to know because I want them to take this seriously. Yeah. That was my initial thing. My mum was like, look, stop this.
Do you feel like because of what you went through, you just didn't want people to know who you were?
No, not that. I just thought I was going to get...
Because a few years ago, there was a time when everyone didn't want people to know it was them behind the business. Did you ever?
I didn't want people to know it was me. The simple fact of it was what we'd associate with being quintessentially British, and I wasn't quintessentially British looking. And I know the association, although it's association that people put with black businesses. So I wanted to present myself as capable.
I understand.
I wanted to present myself as I didn't want anyone to be put off. And where I was, where my customers were and who I was trying to entice.
Yeah, your target audience.
I just thought, you know what, they're just not going to want to see that. And that was my own closed mind because as soon as I showed my face, that was it. It was like, we love it. Yeah. Now we really love it. Now we love. I was like, oh right, you don't mind. I just thought you and because I've had a comment when I last showed my face, and then somebody wrote to me, oh, I realise that you're black and I want to cancel the order now, and I don't want you.
Someone actually said that.
Yeah, they sent me a message, black something. We don't want you to cook the food, and I was like, oh right. So that was the reason why I didn't want to show my face. But after that, once you showed it, I can't take it back now. So I'm totally there for my business, but initially I just wanted it to let B&B do the talking rather than.
Yeah. So you said you started. You didn't. Did you have a business plan in place? Did you? You did have a business plan.
I did. I do. And still look at it and reflect on it, and I'm actually now working on it again,
because you always have to kind of revamp them and
and you know what, when I did my business plan, it was all like 50 page. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Your business page only needs to be one page.
Really?
One page is your business plan.
Wow.
Why would no one would start going into that in that? What we just need just one page.
Yeah, because business plans, it's like I've done one at uni, and I feel like everyone, like you said, people feel like a business plan has to be loads of pages.
Doesn't.
It just has to have the information.
You know, when you go to a boss, and you have a boss, right? And I used to go to a boss, and I'd be like, oh look, I've got this idea for the Breakfast Club, and I'd like to do it. And they're like, oh, do you know what? Just show me what it's going to cost, and then I'm gonna. Do you understand?
And that's it. That's all I want to know.
So if I sent them a 50-page of what it's going to cost, what are you going to do? Look on the front thing. I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to skim, and that's it. So make sure that everything. One page is a lot, you know, of writing and words
it's true.
to get
if
there.
you get all the
break
right,
it down.
yeah.
All they want to know is what is it? What's your cost? What is your outgoings? What's your debt? That's it. Your plan.
Okay.
So just making it too fancy is too much.
Wow. So with your target audience, you said you wanted to start luxury. You had a vision. You knew how you wanted to start. So you started in which area? Southeast?
Yeah, Southeast London. I obviously started where I live.
Okay, so you started where you live.
Yeah, so my area was Southeast London.
And
so
then you went to East?
Yeah, and then I did East, and I found, you know, I was walking before I could run. And the demand in East London as well started to get over what I thought, you know, good, and that's a good problem to have, I guess. Yeah. But my quality was depreciating, and I didn't want that. Okay. And I couldn't have any sort of hold over the quality of food, and so that was my first testing out of a franchise, and I don't think that kind of worked so much for me. And so the quality of your food is amazing, by the way. Like, have you had it? No. The look of it. Yeah, because and the look. It looks good, but not only looking good, it tastes amazing good. Because of the produce that I'm using. We don't mess around. Was you always someone who liked to cook? Like yeah. You've always been someone who likes to cook. Yeah, my family, like everyone else, is a sweet person. They like bake. If I'm hungry, I'm cooking lamb. Oh, okay. Like real, I'm food. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I used to wake up going, oh yeah, I can't wait to get the breakfast. You're craving. Yeah, so breakfast is so important. Like you know, it is. It's an important meal of the day. As a teacher, it was something that I was like, no, my kids, they're hungry. My kids are coming in, they're starving, and I'm even on the weekdays when I'm at home or if I'm on holiday, I'm like, I know so and so is hungry right now. Yeah, because it's the week. And even as a mum now, and in summer holidays. God, cooking 3 meals every single day for the summer holidays. You know how like it's hard. You don't normally have to cook for them. You just do your school dinners and you pay. But like, okay, oh God, someone needs. Sometimes I forget. I'm like, you need lunch. Oh, let me do lunch. You know. Yeah. So for a mum, that is, you know, you push your child to school and he's getting free school meals, and then you've got a whole 6 weeks and you've got 3 kids, and it's cool. I'm worried about them. I was always worried. So what's the average day like in Hannah's life right now? And can you tell us about your success, your success habits and your daily routine? Because obviously your business is successful. We're going to go into all that stuff. But why is it successful? Because it must come from your daily routine. And yeah, I think that daily routine, how you're running the business, it took me a long time to become more disciplined, and even now I still could benefit from being more disciplined. I mean, in terms of, one thing above anything else is I forgot to have fun. I forgot how to have fun. Okay. Yeah, so I've lost a lot of friends. Yeah. And not in a bad way. They still love me. Yes. But I don't see them. Just the other day, I went out and I got mashed up. I got so mashed up because didn't know how to conduct myself anymore because you don't go out often. It was a Saturday and it was 2-3 o'clock and I was out somewhere else and I was like, no, it shouldn't feel like this. Yeah. I need to have a proper balance. Yeah. You understand? I did this because I want to control my life and I want it to work around me, not me work around it. So there are still daily habits and things that I need to change. Not people look at it as a bad way, but just for me to have more. I need to have more fun. So how early are you up? Because obviously you're serving breakfast. I'm up from about 3 o'clock now. 3 o'clock because of our service apartments and our other corporate. So about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. About 3 if I'm honest. Do you still work from home? Wow. Still doing it from home. Yeah. You must have a big kitchen. My kitchen just works for me and you're just prepared because most of our things come from a pre-order. So we know what we're working with. We order everything's there. Everything gets delivered to my property. Sausages, bacon, everything comes straight to my door. So it's just about being organised and having my team around me. But yeah,
because most of the time people that cook, you know, eventually they branch out and go hire a kitchen. And
yeah,
the fact that you're still at home is good because
I'm there. I'm almost on the brink. But to be fair, I love the fact that I can still do it at home.
Yeah,
I love it, and if it's not impeding on us at the moment. It's working quite fine.
Well, that's the most important thing. If it's working for you, then, you know,
let it continue.
Because obviously getting a kitchen is more expensive. And
it's a cost. But if it's a cost, you can, if it's a cost, some people don't have that. And they would need to go and get a kitchen, you know, in terms of me now supplying, say for instance, you know, I started to supply, I don't know, hospitals or whatever. Just for instance. I couldn't do that at home because there is a different type of way you have to serve to a hospital.
Yeah.
You know, there are food places that you work at that I get my fruit and veg from, and I used to get prepared for fruit and veg, and then there is, you know, you're dressed up in your kitchen clothes. There's a room that you get dressed in before you enter the room that you're going to, you know, cook in. So
yeah,
there's stringent rules and ways. And right now, Greenwich Council have assessed and made sure that we are cooking in great surroundings and environment, and we were all right until then. So, you know.
So up to date, what's been your biggest mistake you think you've made in terms of bed and breakfast, and you know, how did you
chasing the wrong dream? You know, you said, oh, you would have been good in Apprentice. You know, yeah, I would have been good in Apprentice because that I was going to be on it. Lord Sugar said, hey, come on down, make it, come, you can be on the show. And something quite bad happened, and I didn't go on to the show, didn't make it. And I think I did that in my first year of starting B&B.
You was chasing the wrong thing.
I was chasing the wrong thing because, you know, when I look at it, I was, you know, because I'm always like, oh, I wonder, what if? What if I would have been so big by now? What if, you know? But yeah, I was chasing the wrong thing, and I think I got myself a bit too. Sometimes what I can do is I can get myself a bit what's the word? Not waylaid, but
because you was doing a lot of media and a lot of press. And,
but
you know.
that was fine because that was my time, you know, and people were contacting me. But to be in The Apprentice, I had to leave. I had to leave home. Oh yeah. I had to be away. I had no phone, no nothing.
So business, that would have collapsed your business.
My business would have been able to. I'll say it wouldn't have been, but there would have been. I was my first year. In my first year, that was me doing it all alone. Yes. So it would have closed. It would have, you know. So I just say, I just chase the right thing. You know, you get so. I was so caught up in, right? No, I need to be known. It needs to be this, you know, and. I've just now, I now know how to measure my success. It's not measured by the fact that, you know, I've got so-and-so likes on Insta, or I've got this and this on Facebook, or this person tweeted me and said it was really great, you know. Yeah. It's now about me making sure I can tick my to-do list at the end of the day. Okay. And I've got more than 5 done rather than not setting myself up right. Yeah. Just chasing the right things now, to be fair.
You're looking good on camera, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I know you're worried about
I am worried, yeah. You know, a little grafting lash there.
Yeah, you're looking good. Thank you. If you've just tuned in, we've been talking to Hannah McDuffus, the CEO of Bed and Breakfast. Hi. She's on the show. You know, she's here in the studio. She's told us about, she's been very open and very honest about her transition from being a teacher into, you know, being the CEO of this luxury breakfast. Yeah. You know,
it's good, man.
Cafe on wheels or Meals on Wheels. What's it? How would you describe?
Well, I cook it and it gets delivered. So I'd say gourmet delivery.
Wow. So, okay, so people have contacted you. You know, have you ever had any celebrity clients? Yeah. Like, someone's made an order, you didn't know it was whoever they were, and then you just. Because in the beginning you were delivering, weren't you? Yeah,
I was. No, that hasn't. You know what? If that did, I would have like. No, do you know what? I might have had a situation like that, but it wasn't quite like that. No, so I've never had anyone I don't know. I know who it is before.
Oh, beforehand.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
I've never had a like, oh, it's you.
Oh,
moment.
okay. So who?
Well,
any names?
my first, like, he will be hailed as the king to me for forever and ever and ever, because I was doing this thing where I would be like, right, in your mind, who do you want to deliver to? Who's going to make you pop? Write all these celebrities' names down. And I was like, you know what, I want to go for Giggs. I love Giggs. I want to go for him. I messaged him, and I was messaging him, and one day I left my phone at home, and I got back, and I'd seen this message from him, and I was like, Lord, I didn't respect myself. It's like, look, I'm doing a shoot tomorrow. Okay, and I was like, tomorrow? Like, no, we need more. Like, because it was just like, in my first kind of, you know, I was like, oh, I can't, how much people? He wanted it for like 50 people. I was like, oh my God, you know, I was sweating, everything. And, you know, when he comes on the phone, how he raps is how he sounds. Yeah, Hannah. I was like, oh, good afternoon. Yes. And he was like, right, calm down. I wanted some food, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to deliver for you. All I would like is I'm going to do food for 50 people, just post it. And he's like, yeah, okay. So I've gone, delivered it to him, and he's like, so yeah, how much? And I was like, oh no, don't worry. He's like, come. It's your business, isn't it? And I was like, yeah. He's like, don't ever do that again. Yeah. Don't disrespect yourself. Yeah. Or your business. Yeah. I don't take free food. One. I was like, okay, that's a bit aggressive. I don't take free food, one. Yeah. And two, I'm supporting you. So can you tell me how much the bill is? You don't have to do it now. And from that day, I was like, okay, so he pays. When you're ready for the next order, though, Giggs, come round. You can do it for more. But he was my first celeb customer. Okay. And I say he was my first. He was the first paying. Everybody else I'd offered a free thing, took it. Okay. No worries. We'll take that. We'll take that. And we won't even probably post you. We'll take it. But he was like, I'll take it, and I'll post you, and I'll keep posting you, and I will and I will order from you whenever I want something. So every time he's got a shoot and his name, he will order. He will pay. He will overpay. Wow. And I'm like, yeah, I like this. Yeah, he's this is the business, isn't it? He does, yeah. And he knows. So,
well, since him, obviously, you've had like big.
Loads more, like Lisa Mafia, Wiley. I've had, just the other day, Theon Granger. Greyjoy, just from, you don't watch Game of Thrones. What's his name?
I don't.
What's her name? Lily Allen's brother.
Wow.
Alfie Allen. Like, just down to like people like him, just so like Jamal Edwards does SBTV. Yeah. You know, people are just so supportive. Do you know what I mean? So supportive. I could go on. Like,
what about the corporate companies? Because I know you did Tiffany's. And
so my corporates, Tiffany. So Easy Hotels, we've already got contracts with them. Okay. So
how does it work with Easy?
So the same. So they all pre-order, and then we just deliver across to their little service apartments in London in the morning. So they might have so here, so there, Catford Croydon, and we just deliver.
Wow. Like, amazing. I'm so happy to be talking to you, because obviously, like I said, the first time I met you, I wasn't speaking to you because I wasn't hosting.
It's busy.
Yeah, I was all over the place. So, you know, because of the nature of your business, it's food, isn't it? Yeah. And then obviously you have to, how can I say, you have to have a various of dietary needs for different type of customers. So how do you do that? Because obviously, you know, this veganism is big now.
Yeah, it is.
Do you get a lot of vegan customers?
I didn't have that. When I first started, I didn't.
And then halal?
It wasn't, halal was definitely something I started with.
Okay, so you started with halal.
Because of my demographic of where we are. Yeah. It's heavily Muslim. So I was like, well, they need to get involved in this as well. Do you know what I mean? So we do halal beef sausages. And in fact, that's what Giggs uses. He doesn't eat pork, so he's always like, no pork, Hannah, just make sure. And no one else order wants pork, so halal beef sausages. And we introduced hardo bread because of him as well. Because he was like, I want the hardo bread. Okay. But so
her food's showing as we're speaking. She's got some amazing.
Salvating, actually, it's so good. And this is what's crazy. Is all of that is on my iPhone. I took that all on my iPhone in my little kitchen.
It looks so good. There's like professional pictures.
Yeah, I'm trying, but now I need to. Step my game up. But in terms of my question to you, which was, what was it? Starting up, and what was I answering? It was about. What was I saying?
The dietary needs.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was just about vegan and. So it was just about halal and vegetarianism. So I was like, okay, cool. But as time's gone on, I've
Yes.
seen that, okay, you know what, a couple of people have said, oh, do you do?
Mm.
Oh, do you do?
Mhm.
But let me break it down now.
Mhm.
I've introduced vegan, whatever.
Mhm.
Out of the time I've introduced my vegan, those all the waffles, all those things, at least I've sold about 12 vegan breakfasts, and I've introduced vegan breakfasts about in the last 6 months now. So although it's kicking and there's a movement, sometimes you do your menu to
obviously
tailor,
tailor it,
but it
pre-ordered. So.
But there's so much to pre-order, because if you're coming ad hoc, so I'm on Just Eat, I'm on Uber, I'm on Deliveroo, and I have my own website. But out of all of those, I've had 12 vegan menu requests, vegan orders.
So it's not that.
So although it's a movement, it's not really moving in my neck of the woods.
Okay. So you started off doing breakfasts, and you've obviously diversified, and then you started doing the roast dinners.
Yes.
So obviously, in business you have to be creative because you can't just be doing one thing all the time. So what made you think, okay, let me start doing roast now? And obviously, roast is not served in the morning.
No.
It's served in the afternoon.
Yes, Sunday. So
you only do yeah. So how did that take your business to another level, doing the roast?
Well, another thing is, I was like, I wanted it to be all the things, all the feels, all the things I love. I love breakfast and I love a roast dinner. Those are the things I'm like.
I haven't had roast in a very long time.
Really, I cook it if it's not going on in my house. Now it's barbecue season, so we're at my mum's, but I'll still be barbecuing up a roast something. But normally, I was like, do you know what? These are all my favourite things. Okay. So why not? Why not start doing this? But again, B&B is very seasonal, so I know that round about this time, I'll cut my roast dinners because they don't sell as well in the heat. People are out enjoying themselves, having barbecue like myself. So I know that roast does better in the winter, most definitely.
So I read recently in Forbes that I read recently in Forbes that women over 50
I'm not over 50, by the way.
I know you're not.
I was like...
I know, but I found it quite interesting.
Yeah,
because I was doing a bit of
research,
and I was trying to find out about, sustainable businesses and, statistics and stuff like that. Came across this article in Forbes, and apparently women over 50 are, in the lead of creating creative, sustainable businesses, and I found that quite interesting.
Yeah.
So what's your views on that?
I think that is it kicks
because
firstly, normally I'm hearing Forbes 30, and I was like, oh,
exactly,
where's that train?
Exactly.
Where's my train? And I think it's brilliant, because I think what as well, like my sister, hey girl, one of my older sister now, I went to uni. I was the one that was like, she's gonna get pregnant. She's gonna was with boys. Please, Hannah, save her, pray for her. Yes. But it just didn't go that way. Yeah. And I ended up going to uni, and then my other sister was like, oh, what's happened to so-and-so? She's not going to uni. But now she's a teacher. Now she's going to do a master's, and I'm like, oh, do you know what? Study when you're older is good, isn't it? Because now you don't have time. You don't have time to waste. You know why you're doing it. Right, I need to do this, I need this, so I need this, and I know that this pay is coming, so I need to do that. I'm going to do that type of psychology because it's going to get me that pay. And I know, and I feel that's what I thought about that article. Not saying that just because you're older it makes you feel, but you just reach a point where you're like, no, I kind of know now. Yeah,
you know what you're doing.
Only come with age.
Exactly.
Do you understand? You can only come with experience.
Exactly.
The longer you've been here, the longer you'll learn. I don't mean to be ageist, but so I'm not surprised that we are building businesses that are sustainable like that, because we have to sustain our kids, our families, our marriages. So why not get sustainable businesses that can last and stand the test of time, like a marriage or like something else. So I think it's amazing.
So, we've spoken about all these things, and, you're a very inspiring woman, you're doing your thing, but who inspires you? Like, who's been your biggest inspiration throughout this whole journey?
It's so corny, isn't it? It's going to be so
I know what you're
corny.
Coming to say.
It's so corny, but it's the only one person that I've really, seen naked, crying, clothes on, wig on, half, hair done. My mum. That's my mum. That's the only person. Where when we're inside and my mum's on the floor and with whatever emotion, happiness, sadness, and still going on the next day, who else can I say is my role model? Who else? Like, Oprah. I don't know
Yeah.
Oprah. I don't know Oprah. I don't know, but, you know, you inspire me, but not as much as my own mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She doesn't have Oprah money, but that Oprah heart and her Oprah soul, and that way that my mum, continues is definitely something that I've got from her. Is definitely,
Wow.
and that is
Yeah.
commendable. I didn't get it from Oprah, you know. I didn't get it from. I didn't.
Yeah,
you know,
I get
so
you.
I can't have that. I can't be.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm looking at, because I always think, who is it? And it just, it's that either her or my nan.
Yeah.
My nan that would be taking me to Brixton Market, giving me a quota to sell. Hannah, you got this. You're gonna sell the robe. You're gonna sell the African artwear and this and that. Whenever people come around.
Where's your grandma from?
My grandma's half Ghanaian and Nigerian, so she's from everywhere. So the store was on Electric Avenue
In Brixton.
and
wow.
I was there. So that was when it was Woolworths times,
Yeah.
and I know that £10 or whatever I'd make. Yeah, I was having a
Straight
good time
to
in
Woolworths.
Woolworths straight after with the doll with the hair. You put it and the hair comes out and it goes back in. Like, yes. So
and hopefully your daughter's going to be saying the same thing about you one day.
She's not.
She will, don't worry.
Oh, I thought you meant she's going to be doing this. She's like,
No, not doing it, but she'll be saying that you're her inspiration because she's watching you.
Yeah.
You know, children watch what we're doing.
She does. She's like,
You know.
she's like, Mum, you need a break.
Yeah, they watch what we're doing. Yeah, they definitely watch what we're doing, and you wouldn't believe the little things that they pick up,
it's
and
true.
you know, all that kind of stuff. So yes,
Something to be
Hannah,
proud of,
it's been lovely having you in the studio.
Thank you.
We've had Hannah McDuffus in the studio. She's the CEO of Bed and Breakfast, which is a Meals on Wheels company, I'd like to say now. I think after talking to you today, gourmet type of. But the thing about Hannah is that her story, she's been so open, so real. You know, everything she said today is not about her business. She's just the perfect example of, you know, going into entrepreneurship as a black woman. She's a very good example of that, and that's why I called her on the show. So Hannah, thank you so much for coming. Please let people know quickly where they can find you on social media before we go.
So all the social medias I'm across as Bed and Breakfast with 3 T's at the end, and it's BEDN Breakfast 3 T's. And in fact on Facebook would be Hannah at B&B or B&B Hannah B&B, something like that, but you'll definitely find me.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Hannah's been in the studio. Next week we have a very, very amazing guest. Like, amazing.
Ooh.
Make sure you tune in next week, Monday at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching Gold Diggers.